or psychiatric disorders. I want to end by reiterating how in a democratic society, legislative decisions like these, and that's very important to realize, legislative decisions like these are not clinical, they are ultimately political. Our elected leaders will decide, they will drive the implementation, and they will have their advisors. While clinicians like us may not have the power, our knowledge and experience in this area does give us the authority to advise, to comment, and at least to try to influence. This authority places on us a responsibility to dispassionately look at the evidence, have clarity of thought about it, the knowns, the unknowns, and provide a considered view on that basis. It has to be a considered view. A lot of Royal Colleges are taking the position of neutrality. I would use a different way. You cannot be neutral in the face of implemented death as part of a healthcare intervention. You can say it is ethical and kind and compassionate as an intervention. It is very difficult to be neutral and not put out more evidence-based data on that topic. So it has to be a considered view that is not influenced by thoughts about tactical or strategic calculations about our professional interests elsewhere. And that is what affects many an organization. We won't have a seat at the table if we say this thing won't work. Our professional integrity matters for much more than that. And having an evidence-based and thoughtful response is not the same as trying to be destructive. Allow me to end by quoting one of the most influential columns I've read on this topic. This is from the Guardian columnist Francis Ryan, a leading disability rights campaigner and journalist in this country. The argument for assisted dying, she wrote, is compelling, not least when high-profile people speak honestly of their fears of the end. They did not suffer is a natural and common response when someone dies, and a quiet admission that some people do suffer. For the unfortunate and unsupported, the final weeks or months of life can involve the deepest pain, indignity, and distress. It is a disservice to them to suggest otherwise. And yet it also feels a disservice to pretend that any of this is simple, or that giving autonomy to some would not potentially harm others. It is this dilemma that Francis Ryan so eloquently expressed that makes our task of balancing patient autonomy, beneficence, and non-maleficence, the three most fundamental of medical ethical principles, particularly challenging. It is a challenge, but it is a challenge that we should rise to. I'm very grateful for your attention.